Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, December 19th, 2017, getting closer and closer to Christmas and New Year's. Hopefully you're getting ready to celebrate and take at least a little time off from the constant pushing life of an entrepreneur and a hard-charging, goal-oriented, action-taking person to enjoy some time with the family and friends and all that. And hopefully Santa's good to you. Losing the light here, just jumped out onto the terrace outside my office and realized, hey, I haven't recorded my video yet of the day and we're losing the light. So let's get out here and I'll make it fairly quick and simple. First rhino of the day is this rhino jigsaw puzzle. So I happen to be working on a jigsaw puzzle right now, and it's extremely challenging. And when I work on a puzzle, I love puzzles. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm a consultant to a strategist for business owners, because I love a challenge. I love a puzzle, and to make it more challenging, I never look at the cover of the puzzle box while I'm doing the puzzle. Like, I see it, I know what puzzle I'm doing, but then I put it away because it makes it so much easier for me when I can say, oh, look, there's blue sky up here, and there's red here, and there's this, that, and whatever. Put that all away, and it makes it a heck of a lot more challenging, which to me is fun. Anyway, so this Rhino mini puzzle only has 54 little pieces. Tells you a little bit about Rhino on the back. There's the size of the piece and all that. And I will share the actual puzzle that I have done on another day as another Rhino of the day. So let's get right to it. I saw on the news, I think it's not final because only one of the House or the Senate passed their only the Republicans, of course, passed their tax reform, tax cut, tax bill, whatever today. And I'm guessing the other half is they're doing it later on tonight or something, and then they get it to the president, who I think is, I don't know, isn't he like already out of town or whatever? They have to get it to him. Hey, Jared Dog. And so I don't know how the whole thing works, but I do know this. This is not, nobody knows. It depends, if you watch the anti-Trump channels or websites or whatever, or newspapers or anything, they're all like, this is just for the rich, it's going to hurt the poor, it's going to hurt everybody, it's not going to do anything, and blah, blah, blah. And if you watch the pro-Trump media, then they're all about like, wow, this thing is great, a chicken in every pot, it's going to help everybody, this is great, blah, blah, blah. So who do you believe? Well, we don't know yet. We can only know in the future. So we don't know. Now, we know as business owners, first of all, anyone who is at all has a clue about economies, which business owners do. We make the economy, of course. We don't simply, I have in my life, most people I know have at some time worked for somebody else who is a creator of the economy. But when we're a worker, we're simply partaking in the economy. We're the passive, we're acting, we're working. But the workers, the employees, are the passive acceptors of what's going on in the economy and what entrepreneurs like us create. But as creators, we know all tax cuts are good. By definition, of course, get the government out of everything as much as possible. So getting rid of regulations, lowering taxes, it's all good. So the millionaires and the corporations get more of a tax break than the poor people. What? It's all good. Cut some more. Let's go. Cut some more. Cut some more government workers. Cut some more. Every time you cut regulation, which, this, from what I can see, this is nowhere near what I would have liked to see in tax reform, which could end up cutting out half of the IRS. If you really simplified things, you would cut out the need for all those government workers and all that government paperwork and all that. That would be extra cost added in. So you'd say, hey, not only is this cutting the taxes, but by cutting out the whole tax preparation process, or a lot of it for a lot of people, which I think this is cutting out already, you'd save some red tape there and so on. But anyway, as business owners, we know, or you ought to know, how capitalism works. And capitalism works when more people who are the wheels of capitalism, the business creators, have more capital to use to put into the capitalist system. That's how it works. So the less money we have to give over to the government to do all kinds of things the government doesn't need to be doing, like thinking it's going to, oversee this and come up with a cure for that and do all kinds of things it's not meant to do, that we are better at doing anyway, private businesses. We know that all tax cuts are good. So even though this one is nothing from what I can see, we don't know yet, but it's nothing like I would have really simplified things. There's so many ways you could really, I mean, I think the last time was done was Reagan, like 30-something years ago or whatever. So don't you think, like, if you're only going to do it once every 30 years, you could really simplify the behemoth, ridiculous tax code with all of its, this and that and whatever. Like, why are there all these different levels and why there's still all these different deductions and this? They're all arguing. Just take the whole thing away. Why not just a flat tax? Why not there's a flat sales tax, right? They don't say like, well, you make more money, therefore you're paying a higher sales tax. Hang on, let's calculate it before you can check out here at the grocery store. It's going to take you an hour, and there's a few H&R Block guys up in the front there to help you with your checkout process because you are a wealthier person, so you ought to pay more sales tax for your groceries. And those broke people over there that need it more, like, and don't have the money to pay, well, they shouldn't be paying as much sales tax. Don't be ridiculous. It's a flat tax. So just as that ridiculous example I just gave would clog the crap out of every retail location and every online, every buying experience there is, what do you think it does to all of business to complicate the tax code? That's the checkout process at the end of the year or, the beginning of the year. So we have to file by March 15th for citizens, for workers. It's April 15th. All the tax machinations got to be gone through and got to be done. That clogs up the business process. Why can't we spend that time and energy and money on growing a business, on building things, on providing services and products of value instead of the crappy paperwork? And then there's all the getting around things and whatever. And so, there's no surprise here that I hear a lot about how the big corporations are the ones that are profiting the most. Big business, big government, same thing. They love each other. They serve each other. Oh, the stock market keeps going. That's all we heard under Obama. Even though the economy was total crap, all we kept hearing was how the stock market, this and that. Well, the stock market is the big companies. Of course, the big companies love the big government. What was going on with the small business owners? We were getting crushed. Not us, not me, not my clients, not people that take the right steps and do the right things in business. We're loving life. But most small business owners who don't do anything, when you don't do anything in a booming economy, the phone still rings. So you have this false sense that, like, I'm okay. When you don't do anything in a crummy economy, which you've had for the past 10 years, like, you're in big trouble. And that's where most small businesses were. So hopefully this is some relief for small business owners. Hopefully, most of all, it's something really simple. And hopefully it does help middle class and working people because those are the people that buy stuff from us. So we need them to feel good. Reports, I saw some report the other day, spending is up for Christmas. So people are feeling good. Sentiment is up. Thanks for the likes. Consumer confidence is up. All that kind of stuff. The more people feel good. I mean, you got Jerdog here as a professional comedian. That's the more people will go out and say, let's go spend some money in the bar. Now, actually, as Jerdog might know, going out to bars and to comedy clubs, entertainment is more of a down economy thing to do. It's an escape. People are feeling crappy, so they need to go out there and go drinking. And so, but anyway. More money is spent overall on all goods and services when people are feeling good. So hopefully this tax cut makes people feel good. And the two parties, well, I should say they stop their nonsense, but they're never going to stop their nonsense with fighting each other over whether it's good or bad or this and that. Anyone that says any tax cut at all is bad is, unfortunately, and you can see it's the anti-business people doing it, the socialists and the lefty anti-capitalist people are doing it. It's hurting business. It hurts us. It hurts consumer confidence when you tell consumers, hey, the tax cut isn't good for you. But they're not doing it because they care about helping people or helping the country. They're doing it for their own personal reasons, which all politicians do. But anyway, so Topical Tuesday, that's my little rant here about the tax thing, is that it's not going to change my life one way or the other. A few $1,000s you could save on taxes, hardly going to change anybody's life. Or a couple of thousand for your average worker, or even 10,000 for someone making $1 million a year or whatever. That's not what matters. What matters is that for the first time in 10 years, the country gets some positive, feel-good sentiment going economically. And then let's get into all the other ills and the the perceived wrongs that are going on or whatever. That's like icing on the cake. That's like dessert, okay? The meat and potatoes is capitalism, is the economy, is the money in people's pockets and in their bank account for their future, so they get out of debt and save some money and feel better. That's the meat and potatoes. Once that's done, we can get into all the dessert and the fixins about like, oh, we got to cure this and somehow come up with a problem to change with a solution to change the weather, and who can marry who and who can use what bathroom, and all those ridiculous fluff topics can be taken care of once the meat and potatoes, the capitalist engine of the country, is taken care of. David Linton is here, and David says in a restaurant. He's in a restaurant, so he can't listen, but we just might be getting an early Chris. And, okay, so I'm glad you're getting an early Chris. I guess that means Christmas present. You're getting an early Christmas present in a restaurant. It's fantastic. Maybe you'll listen later because it's got to be silly to look at me, especially I notice here the sun has set and I'm out in the dark. So let's call it a day for Topical Tuesday. I rejoice over any tax cut whatsoever because that's great. And what I really hope is that the consumers, the 87% of people that work for and buy stuff from the other 13% of us, I mean, we all buy stuff anyway, but that the overall sentiment is, hey, I feel better, I'm happy, I'm going to do stuff and spend money, and we get the economy going back again. And then actually people, the masses don't need me as much because you can suck at all your sales and marketing and still make money in a booming economy. But that's when the high achievers really come out and really start calling me. They say, okay, things are booming, and any idiot is making money now, but I really want to make something happen. I don't want to waste this boom because who knows when the next one's going to be. So, Steve, can you get me going with some marketing and put some systems into place? In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday, and I hope you join me then. So, Jerdogs, says... Okay. See, this is why Jared Dogg's a professional comedian. He says, Steve Sipress, I can't even say it with a straight face. Steve Sipress for president in 2020. First of all, I have so many skeletons in my closet, that's not even possible. None of them are this what's in the news now with them. Suddenly everybody has to be molesting everybody. But nobody's going to vote for me. It's not going to happen. I got better things to do. I can't even believe we have an entrepreneur in the White House because, he's got better things to do. It's all an ego thing for him. But anyway, I digress. That's it for Topical Tuesday. Thanks for the input, you guys that are here live. Anyone watching on the replay, I'm taking my Rhino of the Day puzzle. I'm heading back inside, finish up a couple of things. I got a phone call actually starting in a couple of minutes, and I'll be done for the day. And hopefully you are having a fantastic day as well. And I'll catch you tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday. Bye-bye.